Welcome back. If I sound different, that's because I've moved. We have officially changed locations for the time being, and if everything goes well, within another month, I'll also be changing locations again. So we're hopeful. But beyond, until that happens, you'll get a little bit more of a muted presence, I guess, in here. And if you hear any background noise, I'm not by the freeway anymore, but my neighbors like to run their motorcycles. Apparently, I didn't know they had dirt bikes. Anyways, so we return back, yes, and you may also be noticing a difference in the logo up in the top right. It is official. The Ironheart Merchant Company logo has been retired with the fall of James himself 2 sessions ago. And thus we now return back to Friday the Bleeding Hearts Merchant Guild, session 87, the expedition begins. Where we last left off before we get into today, though, is going through and meeting each of our new members. We got to meet Garg, Rujan, and Klin. Klin, who of which is not with us today, unfortunately. However, as the three members managed to or all members got themselves managed to meet, and a little bit of a research around, learning of another member of Bartimaeus's group and his master's apprentices, managing to find him and dealing with them. The party, after gathering a little bit of information about him, decided to pretty much head back to the guild and get ready for the expedition itself. And that's kind of where we left off. Bartimaeus gathering the three orphans he totally wanted. A random sun deer escaping the party once more. And now we're down to Klin on one of the intros to the expedition. Ah, what a good day. But before we get into that, the year is 65,005, the month of the first moon, the month, or rather January for those who are tracking in the background, the 21st day, which means it's been about 7 days since last we left off, early in the morning with the weather being about 5 degrees and heavy snow outside. Surprisingly, and unlike where I live, no humidity. But as we return back, as you lot find yourselves kind of having been able to look around town, get the last bits of knickknacks here and there, say your goodbyes and getting your affairs in order, um, you've been able to get a chance to kind of get to know each other a little bit more throughout the week in the background, spending some time together as well as just getting ready for the expedition as a whole. Um, Unfortunately, as the morning of the expedition arrives, Klin is nowhere to be seen as a lot of you kind of come out of your rooms at the guild itself for the expedition. Kind of staying upstairs in the similar to where Bartimaeus was last time. You lot managed to notice much of the guild is almost completely overflowing, even in the early hours of the day, with people kind of showing up and beginning to kind of mingle. Banners and sigils kind of tossed amongst the crowd as groups of monsters, adventurers, and all the mix in between kind of seem to ready themselves waiting for it as you lot kind of enjoy the complimentary beverages of a hot tea that the guild itself is providing to anybody who's been staying here. So,
Raspberry.
there you go, sure. But what would you lot like to do?
Well, I spent the 2 days breaking down some things as I will make sure that I have everything set and look to Bartimaeus and go, then pass him some notes. There's the notes on the fey crafting you were questioning me about. I hope it will come in handy to you.
I like thumb over it, like look at it, nod, and go, "Yes, very fascinating."
We should be able to work together to further it and maybe make it a bit more modern, but I'm not sure where your blood magic will be able to fold it.
I just kind of like arch my eyebrow and say, "Yes, you do understand how that bit works, right? Do I need a small?
Sacrifice, one way or another.
Well, it's not just the idea of sacrifice, independent of anything. It is more specific of the body. Although some of the more, well, we'll leave it at that. The higher echelon things that I've seen and done have involved other types of sacrifices, but it's, well, generally speaking, going to be something more corporeal. And also, it does not interact with mana, like, at all.
Oh, maybe using your blood magic to make ties between items and people would be more apt.
I like kind of like nod and like look, think about it. Like, I don't know if you're necessarily prepared for that. The bond would probably become a little bit more literal than you're prepared for.
Oh, I won't use the items, but we can maybe find someone willing to put the risk on themselves.
Emphasis on literal bonding.
Guard pat shield.
As in becoming a part of the body. Understand.
Yes.
We'll have to be a bit careful of those situations then.
I would imagine so. But you're the one purveying it, so have at it. My concept of what's too far is understandably low.
From what I've heard from the travels with James in the past couple days, I can understand why it would be.
Oh, James didn't change my morals. Don't worry.
That's mildly horrifying.
Oh, Garg, remember. Who want Ring of Garg speech?
Ring of Guard speech?
As I hold out a communication ring.
Ah,
Hear Garg no matter what within mile and backwards.
I think that'd be best for Bartimaeus to hold on to.
Absolutely.
It is a very small ring because it's for a medium creature compared to the one on Garg's finger. Just because of the hand difference. So he's like between two fingers holding this little fucking ring.
Like, look at it, like, give, like, Garg the most solemn look I can and say, friendship rings.
And Garg will hand you the ring.
Put that shit on.
Alright.
If we want to have a way to communicate with us and communicate with me, I recommend picking up one of the crystals and we can make sure they are linked should we end up separated, but
Oh, could get more friendship rings. Link Infinite can't be tapped into.
that might be a good thing. I will certainly look into it once I have a bit more funding.
You kind of look about, thinking about this as you talk. A few of the people kind of beginning to sign on to some paperwork as they finish their signing in down below. So you see one of the representatives kind of walk up to here as his table, as they seem to be kind of going table from table, handing up documents for people to fill out. You see as it slides in front of Bartimaeus, and it just reads a simple checklist of, have you filed a will? If not, who do you want your items brought back to? If recovered, who should we let know about your death, and where should we ship the body? And then any specifics to easily identify your body in case of eaten or destruction.
Hmm. I don't think I should have my body moved. I don't think they'll be able to.
I just look down at myself, look at you, and say, really? You think they won't be able to move you?
Oh, this, much like others, I've made sure that I'm able to be smaller than I actually am. Easier to fit into buildings.
Dude, Garg's looking down at the paper like, oh, how tell if Garg dead, when I'm pretty sure Garg is by far the tallest person in this goddamn building.
How tall are you, Guard?
14'6".
You are nowhere close to the tallest person in this building.
Who's fitting in a dwarven building that's taller than me? When I was
there are let's see, there's a stone and hill giant in here from the group called the Storm Peak Reavers, who are both around 16 to 18 feet apiece. Let me scroll down.
Poor bastards are hunched over.
There is an awakened treant down below that is huge. That is pushed into a corner, and you didn't see it come in, but you also never saw it go out. So,
It's a
Or
part of the
like-
building now.
I don't imagine the Indirect is good for plant monsters, but fair enough.
part of a group called the Thornbound Circle. A group of what you've seen in the past have been a couple of druids that were from the Closen territories. Let me see. I think no, hags are shorter. Rakshasa would be shorter. You'd probably be roughly on the same height as most minotaurs, and gargants would be shorter. So yeah, you've got a good amount amongst the group that are pretty tall in height for the people here.
Even most large races cap at like 10.
Mhm. But as you kind of muse looking down over the crowd seeing people as they fill out, many of them not surprised, but seemingly some, as you notice, slow to be able to read, let alone be able to write themselves. Almost as soon though as the waitress kind of finishes handing out, or the guild representative finishes handing out the documents, you hear as almost out loud coming from the documents themselves, the sudden voice of let me pull up his name again for my own notes. Xyrix Vale, the chainbreaker himself, going, "Okay, for those who cannot read or write, please note this document will, after I finish talking, explain itself and then sync with your thoughts. For those casters who do not wish their minds read or written out, please make sure to succeed against the spell's abilities to read your mind. For those unable, clearly you probably need the help. It will write down anything you are thinking in the moment, so keep that in mind. Yes, for those who are less intelligent, this does mean screaming, and anything else you think of while thinking, is this thing on? Now, for those who are listening that are more intelligent than average, please make sure to fill out the information to the best of your ability. The coin will be given out here in short order, and we will be heading out within the hour. Any forms that are not turned in will be consumed or assumed that the individual has not joined, and they will not be paid for any work they do on the expedition. Please make sure to turn the forms in. I will kill or attack anybody who shows aggression towards us for failing on their own part after being warned. Good luck." As you hear the voice go quiet.
As Ruzan fills out and is just gonna have his body sent back to the college that he graduated from
Mhm.
to his master Normac,
I
or at least to the
Mhm.
head of the school.
I deliberately make mine as confusing as possible to make any attempts or well, let's say anybody that may or may not be thinking about trying to assassinate me on this fucking journey, not know what the fuck they can get away with.
Okay. All right.
That's so funny. I was typing mine in chat and I wrote, if Garg die, return items to whoever Bartimaeus leaves his things to.
Like it's just just the most like confusing like thing that I can come up with in the moment.
Okay. Give me a bluff check on it, Bartimaeus.
I would love nothing more.
I imagine.
Oh, sorry, that's a 64.
Jesus. Yeah, as you kind of start filling it out, making it confusing, you're pretty sure you managed to get circled around where either your body is just going to keep moving indefinitely around the entire continent of Kerkak, or someone will figure it out.
Part of me like just loves the mental image of some poor bastard is just sentenced to the most slow and agonizing death of carrying Bartimaeus' corpse from one end of the continent and back, just ad nauseum.
I will say, for your own knowledge, it is teams, and there are merchant companies who specialize in it.
At some point, your body's just gonna get stuffed in a freezer.
Lev, if it makes you happy, they would need a type 4 bag of holding for all your weight. Just a few.
God damn it. But as you lot kind of like finish filling out your paperwork, going through it, Garg, I assume you're going with what you were saying.
Yeah, Garg
Okay.
has no one to leave his stuff.
Okay.
Like,
As you, and apologies for the dirt bag, As you decide, or you finish this out, the receptionist kind of walks over once more, kind of leaning down, taking the paperwork from each of you as she kind of sees it and looks over at you, or Bartimaeus, and goes, "Oh, your friend Clint, unfortunately had a very bad bout. Bertha managed to get her hands on him, and I am quite sorry that he will be joining you probably later into the expedition."
I see. Damned bards
Was he
doing bard things.
was he kidnapped or
Um, we don't like to use those kinds of words here, mostly as she is a very good listener, and very, very good ears. So I would expect your friend back within maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks.
hopefully he'll have a nice story like he's been seeming to search for.
Well, I mean, the last one she ended up turning white as a ghost, and he never returned. But thank you for your forms. I will let the guildmaster know, and we will be on our way shortly.
Oh, tell Zarius that I said I am deeply sorry.
Zarius. You mean Zyrix?
Zyrix. Sorry.
Okay. Just
Wrong
making sure.
name.
I was like, the god agreed.
Zarius,
Okay.
Zarius is a different, very threatening man.
Yeah, right? I was like, what? She kind of nods along and gives a smile as she kind of puts your paperwork in with the others and kind of continues on to the next table. Um, you guys watch as this is going to go on for about an hour. So if you have a little bit of free time if you want to do anything.
I'd like to honestly check on the adventurers around us and see how well equipped they seem to be. At least all the ones that are here signing up now.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
Justin's gonna hate me. I would like to start trying to chat up Raider in the Swords of Pyrrhus.
Okay. All right. And then Garg.
I'm just sorting my snack box.
Okay.
It's got to be ready.
He starts getting his ingredients ready. Okay. Rujan, give me a spot check.
Right. Had to be the one that I don't really have anything into. Thank you, wisdom skills.
Mm-hmm. 13. Yeah, so kind of going down. You see a group of kobolds that look kind of unique with a bronze dragon next to them, as well as a very clear spell scale sorcerer of sorts or wizard of sort. Kind of standing about. Most of them look pretty well equipped. In fact, as you look through most parties, kind of looking down that are like higher level would have the money to afford whatever you make. Most are pretty capable. I see a group of giants in one corner that all look to have magical equipment that each are carrying masterwork weapons and armor themselves. A group of Wemics with a Lamassu standing beside them, kind of watching everything. About 7 Thrycreen kind of in another corner staring at everything. You notice many of them are wearing skins that you've only heard about being in the territories of Zebril's own hive. Um, I don't know what the hell that is because off the top of my head. So give me 2 seconds to look that up. What
Take your time.
Are you a kinky looking green elf? No, that is not a kinky looking green elf. That is much scarier. Um,
It's a female orc. Run.
kind of. A group of Kiloran that are basically they look like a
Oh,
mix of dwarves and elves almost, but with like fully solid green skin and deer antlers kind of protruding from their heads. Surrounding a tree ant. Let's see, kind of going. They got yeah. There is a group of hags, about 3 of them that are kind of hanging out in one area that seem to be all well equipped with wands. Um, Let's see, a group of Meijing Rakshasa specifically that seem to be bearing a banner you're not familiar with. Again, all well equipped up to masterwork, +3 roughly from what you can tell. And for the last three groups, most from what you can tell, other than the last one, seem to be completely equipped out for themselves. Again, these are the higher rank parties for reference. So, the last one, though, you do
Yeah.
notice has a group of very unique mixture of elves, dwarves, gargons, um, and most of them seem to be wearing pretty primitive looking equipment. Ironwood armor, some the dark leaf upon them. Nothing though fancier than that.
All right. That's hmm. It'll be a little rough, but I think these are at least well enough equipped to make sure we don't die immediately while going down there, as long as we stay towards the middle.
I will say for Bartimaeus' note, due to him being there for James during all this, Bartimaeus would know that these are the top parties. The most of the parties of this expedition that he watched James just basically try to put nose on every time they signed up. Um, much lower level and less equipped.
Yeah, I was
The
a bit
cannon fodder.
flabbergasted watching who they let in.
Like so,
I kept saying no to ones that were too weak.
for at this point, for where all of your guys' notice, you'd note that the expedition's roughly about 8,000 strong adventurers. About 7,000 of it is roughly people that are below level 5.
They're fucking going to die. Holy shit.
Yeah. So,
The meat grinder. James, what the fuck?
to be honest, this is probably one of the better equipped expeditions with people, surprisingly. Most don't go
Can I
for
say
leveled
something
people.
as Can I say an echo of James here? I tried to make sure everyone was better equipped.
Uh, But yeah, as you kind of look out over them, that's kind of what you get an idea of. Thankfully, it looks like a lot of the higher rank parties have kind of gathered up. You get the sense though that you're gonna really start to see where equipment lacks after the first couple of days of the expedition, especially the first month. That'll be where the signs really start to show. Um, and we'll also note, to Rajan's notice, most of the armors and gear here are not new amongst the higher rank parties. They look very well used and well worn in, compared to what you've seen with the lower rank parties, who almost all look like they've spent their starting bonus immediately.
That's good, at least. I'll probably have to grab some extra materials from the stockpile that I was given access to make sure I have stuff on hand to repair things, but looks like it'll be alright.
Yeah. As Garg continues kind of sorting through his lunchbox ingredients, kind of veggies going one place, fruits going another, looking at a tomato as he contemplates. Um,
Oh, I'll eat that if you're not going to pack it.
as you're kind of looking about, Bartimaeus, I will, without a check, I will note Raider has not been anywhere in town for the last 2 or 3 days, roughly.
No.
And if you want to give me a search check, you are welcome to see if you can see or notice, catch his party or anywhere in the area, but again, not likely.
Well, I'll give it the old college try at least.
Yeah, why not?
I really hope you see one of them, and I think DM's forgotten he's part of my party because he's not important, but
I'm hoping we see Frostinarian.
so I hope not. I don't have prepped a voice or how I don't even know how he acts. Wolf never told me.
The reason I hope we just see Frostinarian in the distance, unable to be talked to, is because he looks apparently hilarious.
Fate has said no.
Yeah, besides the courier you saw when you guys first sat down coming in with like green skin and kind of very like almost humanoid like features for what you assume to be a troll and a short troll at that. There really hasn't been any signs of the Swords of Pyrrhus's banner or anything like that.
Think it's kind of odd and hope that there's not some nefarious scheme going on. But, you know.
Yeah, I
Why
gotcha.
would there be a nefarious scheme?
As though you lot kind of relaxing and watching as you do, kind of looking out amongst the guild, kind of waiting as you do. Um, time kind of continues to pass as people come and go. Smaller groups, lower rank groups that, as Rujan watches, most of the young adventurers here that are what we'll call lower ranked, like copper and iron talons. Um, Most of them, as you notice, their gear is, while probably spent a good amount on, is What's the kind way to say a Chinese knockoff in D&D? To put it to the way you look at it, Rajan, with your check, it's pretty, and with your experience, it's pretty easy
It's
to tell.
apprentice work.
No, that'd be kinder to put it. Most of the armor sets and items they bought will probably break within the first hit of a monster.
Bought it in an alleyway
No.
shop.
Yeah. I mean, 5,000 doesn't go very far, especially in a town that's still reeling from warfare.
Oh yikes! Please don't do that to the birthdays.
I get it. Barnabas just kind of walking around with red paint as he goes, bless thee, as he paints a little red circle or X on people.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on those ones because the moment their stuff snaps, they're gonna need something new, and we all know they aren't gonna go to one of the crafters here to get it repaired from the looks of it.
If they survive the fight after their stuff snaps, I'd be shocked.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as time kind of continues on, you see the Meijing Slayers, or the Slayers of Meijing rather, kind of coming in, get their paperwork, heading out. And finally, as the last couple parties register after about another half an hour of waiting, you hear again Zyrex's voice kind of coming through the entirety of the guild, as well as outside the guild as it echoes, and goes, the expedition will be heading out. We will be beginning to move towards the eastern main gate, and we will begin to join up with the large carts and supply wagons we have set up for anybody who has horses, wagons, or any other traveling materials. Please go and get it now, as we will be forming up. There will not be a roll call. If you don't make it, you do not get paid when we arrive to the Underdark.
I take it as I should probably go set up the wagon then. As I will look to Bardris and just nod as
Bardris?
I go.
Bardris.
Bartimaeus, sorry. Look at Bartimaeus and nod as I go out to set up the wagon.
Okay.
I just gotta give him a solemn nod and say, I will do my best to stand here and look suitably inspiring and heroic.
I think you're just talented enough to make sure that no one tries anything at this point.
I'm gonna stance up behind Bartimaeus.
It's like Superman
God.
pose. Just
As you kind of do this, go ahead, Nora. Or Rujan. God damn, I keep doing that.
I'm just gonna walk out quietly.
Okay.
I look to Zarex, who I'm guessing is rubbing his temples, seeing he just seeing what they're doing.
Zyrex is ignoring it as he is going through paperwork and answering questions for younger adventurers who are very much distracting him.
Thank God, I don't want him throwing something at one of them.
I will say, as Bartimaeus kind of says this, and with a guard kind of standing behind him, looking over, you do see as Zyrex kind of looks, seemingly filling out paperwork with this red skin troll, and he goes, Redma, you cannot take 3 iron armadillos with us. We can't afford to feed them, and you're not paying for your own feed. As Redma, this large red-skinned troll, kind of glares down, trying to intimidate Zyrex, who's really having none of it and looks at him more like a disdainful manager. As he kind of looks back over at you lot and kind of heading over, smiles as he passes by Normac and goes, Bartimaeus does not. God damn it! Stop
God
playing
damn it!
Dragonborn,
guys, be careful.
Yeah, stop.
You're the
playing
same
fucking
person.
Dragonborn. What? It's the same person. It is. It's 2 artificers.
Same guy.
Except yours is better leveled. It's Normac Prime. That's what it is. You know, we have Rick Prime, we have Zopit Prime, we got Normac Prime now as Rajan. But no, yeah, Zyrex kind of walks over, and as he walks up, passing by Rujan, he gives him a nod, kind of looks over at Bartimaeus and smiles and goes, I should warn you have gained the unlucky assignment, as he hands a document to you. You've been sent us ahead of the scouting team, so you lot will be going in first for the expedition entrance. We've been hearing rumors of ambushes that have been going on at the entrance, and one of the pathways we're planning to take needs to be scouted out. So So he hands it over to you, and you see a bounty paint or a semi painting of a bounty poster with no price tags on it, and really not much of a wanted sign, but just rather the depiction of two what looks to be pale skinned giants, kind of hunched over with carrying large bloodied mauls.
Do
Hmm.
I recognize these types of creatures
You're
from anywhere?
not there. You walked away to go
Oh
get
yeah.
the wagon.
Oh yeah,
Garg
I'm setting
look.
up the wagon. Never mind.
Garg look.
Garg, look. Yeah. As you both look down, you can give me a knowledge history or a knowledge geography.
I got our gunner and nothing.
Okay.
I have history.
All right. Works for me, Garg.
I don't have much history. Not 20 for a 22.
Nice.
Dark
Well,
history.
you do recognize both of these creatures as Mauer. These are a kind of giant that are well known to be a lot more feral than the more traditional cousins of like the Cloudstone and such. Bit more your size in a sense as you look them over. They're not common in the deep dark from your own knowledge, but there was once an old like half hag, half Mauer giant female apex monster that once did rule over a large swath of the Underdark, but she was slain 10,000 years ago, like with her head and bounty proven. It's still her skull still mounted over one of the major guilds' halls where that had slain her.
Mm. Oh. I just look at Bartimaeus. I just in proper Garg. Big, hit hard, like Garg. Like Garg.
Thunder giant. Got it. But Gog better. Gog friend.
Garg win.
I nod. It's like,
Yeah, as kind of say look it over. I will note, Garg, for your own knowledge, these two do look slightly strange to you because most often Maurers are known for their like more raging personality. They're not weapon wielders, for your own knowledge. So, kind of looking through this this drawing, seeing them carrying two mauls kind of catches you off guard. But you also recognize the surprisingly well accurate design, both of them being what looks to be masterwork. And if you had to guess, some sort of iron-like material.
Mm. Mauer given training. Weapon not have. Probably other enemy.
Now you
probably
can
someone from the back.
say Bartimaeus. Now you can give me a knowledge arcana.
Ayo. My
Let's
one
open
knowledge skill.
As Garg points that out for you, giving me something I should work off of here.
Ah, fantastic roll. 27.
27. As Garg kind of like holds the drawing over to you and kind of like points to the thing, showing you the things, you also notice something. These two have scars, Bartimaeus, similar to you, though not as clean as you can notice. It looks like they had their mana veins torn out.
Like try and like study like the it's obviously like an artistic drawing.
Mhm.
I turn to Xyrix. I'm about
Mhm.
to call him Xyrix again, and
Yeah.
then get smoked by fucking Gary.
A lot of Z names. I got you.
But I turn to Xyrix to say, "How's this likeness obtained?"
One of the scouting party members we had sent up there with a merchant to go through, he managed to get it. They're quite a well and capable portrait artist. Mostly they do work for the guilds, finding corpses, and then they use their magic to recreate the faces as best as they can to try and give us an idea who they found. Makes great for identifying bodies and such. So that's the only reason I brought it forward, is I trust the source of it.
Oh no, it's more trusting, the, well, frankly, the level of the small details.
That's accurate from my understanding. Mentioned something about there being scars up and down their arms as well as under their chest piece armors. So yeah, I trust it. The only thing I wouldn't trust is the eyes and the height. They mentioned something about the fact that both of the creatures, individuals, were slightly hunched, and that they weren't sure if they were casters or melee fighters, as they haven't ever seen creatures this wide for that have done magic before. As he kind of looks you up and down, Bartimaeus.
I kind of like nod to myself. I just kind of like begin like talking under my breath, so that Gark is like, there's likely a chance that these are rogue magi of sorts, blood magi at least. Don't want to sort of panic or, well, air dirty laundry out in public, but be prepared, Garg.
Hmm. Garg, prepare for enemy just like this. As Garg will kind of brush a bottle that, if you look Bartimaeus that's on his hip, it has a image of a giant with a blade at its throat.
As Eric kind of looks between the two of you, seeing that, and kind of like nods and goes, "I assume you'll take the mission and do as needed."
Yes, I suppose I have to do some kind of work eventually, right?
He nods and goes, "Well, and hey, if you manage to get ahead of the expedition, maybe you'll meet the other scouting team we sent. The Swords of Pyrus, I think, was their name."
Yeah, been looking for those guys.
Yeah, they're what was his name? Little P. Yeah, I think that was it. Came in here and or about an hour ago, took some paperwork and left.
Understandable. Well, I will collect my strange dragon fellow and we'll be off.
He nods at that and goes, "All right, good luck. I've got to get the rest of the youngsters moving and organized. God, man, I wish James was still here to deal with this." As he turns and starts yelling and goes, "All right, people, let's get to the young. We gotta start doing the pair ups for the younger individuals. Who wants to volunteer? We've got a group called the Azure Line Company. Bunch of newbies, don't know what they're doing."
I was like, maybe we should kick those guys out of the expedition.
Wait, no, now I'm concerned. Wait, the timeline doesn't line up. Wait a minute.
Didn't say it was the same group.
That's
It's a really short line, all right?
As you like kind of head back out, seeing a group of what would only be described as, ironically, the Sunday party, elephant beast folk, not a Loxodon, an elephant beast folk proper, that is what looks to be a sorcerer of sorts, what a closen that looks to be an incubus of some sort with full armor and a despicable looking wicked bastard sword kind of at their hip. Um, you see a kind of short, primitive humanoid Gargan looking creature that looks to be a samurai of some sort, kind of dressed up, though more wearing ninja kind of weapons upon their person. And then the last looks to be a golden dragonkin that seems to kind of be carrying a massive great club on their back as they walk in, almost completely bare chested. And carrying a banner that you recognize as the Azure line, mostly because it's just literally a white background with a blue line on it. Yeah, I was just a fan of 90s cartoons, and Legally Distinct joke was always one of my favorites.
no. They're new rivals. Each party for Sunday has had a rival party that looks really similar to them.
It's true. The Fortunate Sons did well for themselves. But yeah, so as you lot kind of
Heroes of a nation.
right, as you see them kind of pass, you see another group being assigned to them as a group of hags kind of sigh as they volunteer. The three of them kind of going over to the party as they seem to talk and negotiate. As you lot head out and see Rujan kind of waiting out there with their wagon kind of already set up, ready to move as people are kind of starting to flow out the tree end as you watch for a moment, curious, Garg, how it's going to get out as it starts to kind of fall behind you, seems to close its eyes and sink into the wood of the floor of the building and then reappear on the stairs in front of you, fully almost pulling out of the wood of the stairs, but as it reformed and began to kind of like side to side slowly move itself.
Oh, it do with wood what Garg do with stone.
I just wince seeing like the hags join like the party. Is like they're gonna end up in that fucking stew pot.
Somewhere,
That is now emergency rations.
I was gonna say, as you three kind of get onto Rujan's wagon, watching as the hags kind of follow behind the Azure line, and you can see the nefariousness on their faces as they follow after.
I was like, damn, they are new. They let 3 hags walk behind them.
The expedition started breaking James's third rule: no hags.
Right? That's racist. Come on, man. Not all hags want to eat you.
No,
No,
Garg
just
support
everyone that he's experienced.
Garg support James on this one.
Especially
Garg's
having
also
seen the
racist.
Granny Apple coming.
Yeah, right. But yeah, as you lot kind of continue on your on your way, heading outside of the town, and thankfully having been kind of briefed on where the expedition was launching from, Rujan, you're able to kind of track. It's going to give you guys about 2 hours of journeying on the open road ahead of everyone. Not many people are going to be out in this weather this time of day, besides the merchants who are in a rush. So, what would you all like to do as the snow continues to kind of come down pretty heavily? The roads themselves, thankfully, somewhat heated around these areas, as some of the stones seem to, in the winter, begin to glow a light orange and melt away the stone or the snow.
Anything we need to cover else? I did grab these strange wands too, as I hold up the wands of Hellfire, Hoarfrost, and Quake Electricity.
Oh, those you want to study at great length. They are, well, the elemental power they wield pierces the sort of normal immunities provided by creatures. So
Look
they're
at
worth
you,
more
Vor-
than your body.
I will definitely have to look into them then. So why are we heading out early?
Ah, yes, sorry to catch you up. Operation Fuck Off has launched a little sooner than expected, I'm afraid.
I
Um,
Hmm.
we've been given the true honor of scouting ahead.
That feels
Which is
dangerous.
it is.
It feels
Admittedly,
also unnecessary.
I like hold up like the poster for like the people that have been like picking off things. Admittedly, there is some self-serving interests. I like tap the scars that like dot and like span like the hides of like the 2 giants. As like, I'm not sure exactly how accurate this is. I've been assured that it is, but if it is, then that's the same sort of markings which I have. Which the reason I possess these scars is a frightful ritual involving ripping out my returning mana veins, which a precious few reasons to do that. One of the chief of which being the absence of mana causes blood magic to be more powerful.
Understandable and slightly horrifying to anything with mana. Uh, Looking at these, do I know anything more about these creatures that they may have missed?
What knowledges do you have by chance?
Arcana, Architecture and Engineering, and the Planes.
Mm. You can roll me another knowledge arcana if you like. I don't think the others would work.
Okay, incorporating my -5, and then boost up from all my other stuff. I'm at 1 more than what I was.
Hey, that's what you want.
25.
25. Okay. Um, Unfortunately, nothing kind of catches your eye about their magic. However, I will say, as you look at the armor design, something does catch your attention. It is masterwork, so is the weapon. Um, Both of the individuals seem to be wearing a unique type of armor that you don't see very commonly outside of the Deep Dark, called stone mail. It is made from unprocessed ore. It's very tedious, and is basically done by hand by punching out holes in a chunk of ore to try and turn it into a chainmail like material. It only works for certain materials, and even then, it's pretty crude. Looking that over kind of catches your eye, as well as both of them are carrying masterwork warhammers that you'd guess to be roughly about +1 to a +2 easily, maybe even higher from what you can tell. Um, I will note both items you'd immediately recognize are cursed as hell, as the runes upon them kind of somewhat show symbols that you recognize from other curses, not ones you know off the top of your head, but having seen. And then lastly, one of the two is, as you catch the notice, has a strange symbol kind of slightly just barely detailed onto his chest piece. And while you don't recognize the symbolism, you do recognize it as a divine symbol of some sort, telling you this is probably some sort of a cleric, paladin, or something else associated with the divine. One of them is.
All right. They're both wearing stone mail, all of it, and their weapon is also at minimum +2. All of it, that stuff is cursed to shit, and that one, as I'll point at the one that has the mild divine marking, is a cleric or paladin of some order. Don't know to what, but that's how this goes. Also, I don't recommend using their gear, as I did say, it is cursed to shit, and I mean it.
I give like a stubby thumbs up, or like, yes, of course. I will do my best not to wear the armor and weapons that are
No, I'm
largely
saying that
iron.
for as I look to Garg's sake. I'd rather not see our dear Garg here get cursed.
Hey, Garg.
Their
They're
their
huge.
their weapons are size huge.
Yeah.
No, then Cameron's right. I wield huge weapons.
Yep.
It is
So,
my size.
I will say the weapons are huge, the armors are large.
Yeah, the armor would be small. Pretty sure my armor's better anyway.
Um, well, from what he just explained, yes. Uh, I believe that's correct because he said it was what +2. No, you didn't know what plus they were. You just knew they were masterwork.
I said they were at minimum +2
There you go.
and cursed to shit.
Mm.
So
Garg,
I
Garg
gave
armor.
what I knew they would be.
Garg
No
prefer
Garg,
artificer. Yeah.
that's good. It's more of the weapons I was worried about, Garg. Your weapon, like mine, is not to that level, and I don't want you to be tempted to grab it.
No, don't worry. Garg put in bag for later. Garg only wield cursed item later.
I really wish you wouldn't, but we will discuss it as the time comes. How's that?
Hate to
Garg, take
break up, hate to break up the cursed item talk. Is unfortunately somewhat less relevant than the mastermind which is controlling these guys.
Oh, absolutely. Given what you've declared before and the quality of the equipment, there is no way there isn't somebody behind it.
Yes. So naturally, be on the lookout. I don't know what divinatory practices you have, but mine are more, well, limited to a certain extent.
I have not built a wand with any divination in it, so I have no divination I can give you.
I gotta shrug and just start like casting the spell to give me like 100 foot of sense giants.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the only thing I might be able to do to ward them off, I'm afraid, given your proclivities and mine, I'm being unsure of how your moral compass is, from what you've stated, might harm you, and by extension, go. So I'll be holding off on that little tidbit.
Okay, I had to make sure. I got good news for you, Bartimaeus. Garg's a giant. Great news.
I would say, yeah, leaving the town, as you pass some random, like, really short dwarf, like a dwarf with dwarfism, he pings as a giant.
What?
I just like give him like the fucking power fist like thing. Is like stay strong, brother.
He kind of rubs the inside of his, like, towards his knee on his thigh, like at the end of it, and kind of puts his other hand up and goes and gives you like a nod back. But as you
We dwarven
continue,
giants, we gotta stick together.
right, as you continue through, yeah, it's gonna be like about an hour of travel, as you kind of wait or sit in the wagon. Otherwise, it's pretty quiet. Um, as you find yourselves kind of coming towards the entrance, you find this massive mountain that seems to kind of been almost completely left untouched. A huge ornate door that is, by all accounts, colossal plus in size. It stands almost 80 feet tall, just about double as wide, made of solid stone as if it was kind of cut from the mountain itself. Gemstones kind of dotting along its pattern with gilded bits of gold and platinum to show like different scenes of the dwarves kind of ascending out of the deep dark and then descending back in to slay horrific creatures. As you arrive, you see a group of what look to be kind of silver armored snowbeards that all seem to have a bit of mixed variation to themselves. Clothes in, a little bit of giant, some that have a little bit of dragon in them. All of them wearing the same sigil of the. Hold up, I forgot my own note. I thought I wrote it down. I did not. Uno momento. It's the goddamn order that Eider joined. I forget the name of off the top of my head. Let me go to my planes.
The Grayish Wardens.
No, we have legally distinct. Very legally distinct. Scroll
That's why they're the
down.
Grayish.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Apex Monsters. Alright. Yes, the League of Extraordinary Monstrous Gentlemen. Um, as you kind of see their symbolism on them, each of them kind of looking at you lot with a bit of skepticism and almost cynicism on their faces. They watch you kind of make your way up the center ramp that's kind of set up for wagons of all sorts shapes and sizes to kind of climb up, while either side has massive staircases that, as you kind of watch, they're comically long. There's like a good 120 stairs to get up to the door, and they're not short stairs. These are like almost most of them are about half the size of the average dwarf, as you're looking about 2 feet in height. Um, like as you pull or as the wagon continues going up, the guards kind of watching you as you pass. And finally, as you make it to the top, one of the guard captains kind of steps forward, recognizing this well-dressed kobold in the wearing the sigil of the Iron Heart itself, as he kind of smiles, waving over, thinking that as he recognizes the symbol at first, and then as you get closer, seeing the sigil kind of actually show with the horrific blood magic mage theme, kind of like stops waving and goes, and kind of in common shouts out, "You're not James of the Ironheart Merchant Company."
What gave it away? Was it my furious rotundness? My height? My voluptuous curves?
Well, mostly the lacking of trying to bribe me, as he's bribed me in every city I've worked in so far. But also the giant sigil. He doesn't usually announce himself. Can you identify yourself, sir? Or madam?
I just bet my eyelashes at him for a moment. Um, Instead of, yes, the Bartimaeus the Corpulent, the Bloody Hearts Merchant Company. Bleeding Hearts, apologies.
He nods and goes, yeah, no. Alright, well, I. Damn. He shakes and goes, alright, well, if you're with the expedition, which I'd assume you are, you're behind between the two parties that went ahead. So, yeah, he turns and kind of waves his hand, and you see as the signal kind of goes, the doors begin to like open. The ground kind of starts to shake as it opens up. About just enough room to make room for the wagon to get through. As the captain turns back and goes, as far as it goes, my only heads up is there's been a lot of attacks for those entering in, so be careful. About a couple of years back, we even had a beast arrive here that just ate someone and then vanished. I couldn't even get a look at the damn thing before it disappeared.
Anything particular of note of the people that have been attacked? Any that didn't get attacked, or
Well, the Swords of Pyrrhus haven't said anything yet or sent word back. They gave us a communication crystal in case there was an issue when they went ahead. Um, and the other group, the Slayers of Jim, I don't know, something like that.
amazing?
Yeah, that was it. As he nods and goes, they said they were going in first, looking for something specific, something about Gordiclin and Cassenta's fall. I don't know. They were talking something. They were worried that some guy was gonna steal it from them, called Wavecaller or something like that. I told them they'd be better off expecting someone like you lot to steal it, but they didn't want to hear that, so they headed off. But no news from what I've heard.
If you have a communication crystal, Bartimaeus, if we want to, I can link mine to theirs and send word back if we run into problems.
Just like nod my head in acquiescence. Like, why not? It's a marvelous idea. We can
I'll
call
pull
for help.
mine out and go through the pairing process, I guess. Bluetooth.
He kind of looks at you and goes, you're welcome to use it, but I don't know how they work as far as it goes, so he kind of hands it to you. Go ahead and give me a use magic device. It's like
All right.
Huh?
If you are
Alright.
capable of failing this, I will heckle you until the end of time.
I was gonna say, this is like the cousin that's like 5 that you call up and say, hey man, I don't know how to hook up my motherboard. Can you walk me through it? It's like, what? They do be racing. Poor
28.
Raider. 28, nice. Yeah, it takes you a minute to figure it out as you kind of mess with it, but as you kind of move it about and kind of like wave it in the air in weird patterns, guards kind of watching with both fascination and concern that you're going to drop it. As you kind of like toss it up in the air as it spins really fast, suddenly it begins to kind of light up, and as you kind of catch it and tap it to your crystal, the line transfers over as you hand it back to him. Guard captain kind of looks at you with confusion and goes, where did you learn to do that?
Trade Alliance of Smiths. My name is Rujan. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, of the Jean clan. My cousins of the Jean clan, married, of course.
I wonder if it was at the. I've been in college for the past few years, though, so.
Yes, the Dragon Clan Samurai, I believe, is what he works under. Are you related to them, or is it just a happenstance with the name?
Related.
He nods and goes, well, fantastic. Always good to find a close relative. Please, enjoy yourselves. By the way, since, we are close, I figure I should let you know. There's, been a warning of a group called the Foxes of Morin that have been kind of popping up in the area. They do tend to steal items when people kind of sleep. If you have anything of value, make sure to lock it up at night when people are on watch, because I've seen some capable warriors stand at guard and watch the whole camp get picked clean without their notice.
Understood. I'll have to make sure I keep everything stored away nicely.
He nods. Guard nerd school. um, kind of smiles though as he nods and kind of ushers you guys past as you start heading off. Kind of watches you for a moment, but as you disappear, he kind of smiles as the doors kind of close behind you lot, pitching you into darkness for a moment. As they kind of creak shut, the sounds of the entire mountain kind of shaking and rumbling as it does, almost as it seems to echo out a challenge against you all. A first fear effect, if you will. For those who are immune to fear, please ignore this, but those who aren't, please give me a will save.
I'm not immune to fear. Why would you do this to me?
Because you just entered into the Underdark. 24, Bartimaeus succeeds. Rougeon just barely succeeds. Garg, I assume you're immune to fear? Did he step away? Did we lose Garg for a moment?
Garg only fears what Garg can't punch. Garg can punch a mountain.
Right. Yeah. Hit him up real quick. Give him a second. As we prepare ourselves, as the darkness kind of fully sucks in, the lights kind of seemingly nowhere, the only source of light whatsoever being the seeming glimmering gemstones as the entirety of the long hallway that's been kind of somewhat developed from the entrance. A cobblestone road kind of in front of you with smooth stones as the wagon kind of clicks across them. The occasional torch here and there where it seems an almost natural like chain off or pathway kind of pulls off from the main road that you're kind of on. The walls themselves seem to be for the most part smooth and in some parts even carved. One signature catches your eye as you kind of pass through, as kind of looking about. You see the symbolism in dark speech, which none of you know, that while you're not able to read this, for the people at home, it reads, Orcusai was here.
Oh fuck!
But if as you kind of stop seeing this unique language, if you'd like to give me a knowledge arcana, you can. Oh, Garg is also responding. Oh, we're gonna take actually a quick 5-minute break for those watching at home. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back. All right, yes. As you continue heading down, or as you guys kind of come to a stop in front of the graffiti, did you want to do anything with the weird runes or anything like that, or would you like to continue on?
Spellcraft? If they're magical?
Yeah, you can give me a spellcraft if you'd like.
Great. Scroll back.
I'm probably gonna
Just
do something
double check.
similar, admittedly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've got, or rather, I know Haggish, so I know that's like kind of like a lot more similar than other languages
Correct.
that are adjacent.
Would this be considered deciphering a spell on a scroll?
No.
Okay, I was making because that gives me more bonuses.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a hell of a scroll for a mountain.
The mountain is a scroll.
Yeah. No. Rujan, no idea.
That's a 20 at least.
Yep. Sadly,
That nat
Rujan.
1 is sad.
Yeah. No idea whatsoever. Bartimaeus, you're welcome to either roll spellcraft or knowledge arcana or knowledge history.
Do Arcana because I think it seems a lot more academic. So I doubt that it's a spell in and of itself, seemingly.
That's fair.
Plus, it gives me an excuse to roll something different than Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray, differences in
33.
33. So uniquely, what catches your eye about this is how it was written. As you take a look at it, the design to it is not in proper the speech. It seems to be a mix of Haggish as well. As you kind of look it over, the way the lines kind of smoothly go and everything like that, there's almost a strange looking symbolism to it that's hidden almost within the carving that you see. Go ahead and give me a decipher script check.
I'd offer my help, but I don't understand shit.
You did not. You'd actually be a negative on him.
It's like, well, unfortunately, I ain't got ranks in that, so let's see. Hey, I rolled pretty well,
All
all
right.
things considered.
As
I could have helped in a different way. I just didn't think about it. Oh well.
as you read it over, you notice it says, or it seems to have some strange lettering kind of that's off, and as you kind of put it together out loud, well, probably more like a whisper, you read, as you go through it, Daughter of Destruction shall conquer all.
Fucking Ella Ugbo.
Why are you bringing a god up right now? Or a cult? I'm unsure of what they are anymore.
They're a righteous pain in the ass.
This we can agree upon.
My predecessor managed to run afoul of them. I managed to run afoul of them with fucking death cults. I
That might be who that one worships then.
it's I like go like back to the thing. Does it look like a Lolligbo signature? Like, because like I've seen that one at least another enough times. I think I could potentially recognize it without knowledge
Not
religion.
not with this name, I would say. It doesn't look like it. However, I will give you, it looks like it was carved by someone who is roughly around your height, maybe a little bit shorter. And definitely was not a big creature because the carving is very neatly clean and clean. The lines are very small and kind of slim. You'd guess maybe medium, large max at the max.
I'm at the wanted poster was what I was looking at.
Oh, my apologies. Yes.
Yeah, because they had Rajan had clocked the
symbol?
symbol.
Uh, oh, uniquely? No. Surprisingly, not the Daughter of Destructions.
I- Is there any similarity between like that and like what's on the wall?
Not from what you rolled with this cipher script. I'll tell you, I will give you this. You're definitely sure whoever wrote this is someone who actually is educated because they use proper punctuation, like the design. It's not slang. It's very academically written. So you'd guesstimate if these two are highly intelligent, potentially, but otherwise there'd be no reason for you to think that immediately they would be the ones responsible.
Well, no, we're also imagining they already have a boss, so I can't imagine we'd be thinking they wrote it.
The boss
Just
could
think-
have. You don't know anything like there, so.
Yeah. Just think to myself for a second. And I just turned to Rajan and was like, all right, if we're set upon and they begin asking questions, no matter what, let me do the talking.
Oh, I don't talk to people.
Good. I just wanted to remind you of that, just in case.
As he eats his cubed food.
It's gone from squares to cubes suddenly. My god. It's gotten worse.
A square is two-dimensional. What the hell do you mean?
It is a flat item. As it is jerky, it is not cubed yet.
It is cubed because it has depth. A square can't have depth.
Yes, it can. If anything, it's a rectangular prism, which still is not cubed.
I spontaneously begins strangling Rajan
All right.
at the behest of some greater deity.
No, as far as it goes, you're good. Yeah, as you continue kind of looking at this and looking around, I will say, there's no signs of tools or anybody else that looks to be around, and all the dirt was seemingly picked up and rock was moved, which also kind of catches your attention, Bartimaeus and Rujan. But otherwise, nothing else kind of catches your eye about this.
I'm gonna prepare a couple of things, as Rujan will pull out the wand of chain lightning and hold it off, make sure it's in his hand, and set the wand of light to and activate it so that it has lit up a couple of gemstones that would have been set in, so that they are shining.
Okay.
If you want the exact gemstones, I have names.
Sure.
I'm just not thinking you want that in depth. Oh,
Feel
you
free.
do. Just to save money, because if they get stolen, it's easier to deal with a loss of hematite worth 3.9 GP and the pale blue borax worth 29.3 GP.
Man, he's just over here with some family's jewels playing, like using them as flashlights.
No, these were in James's.
No, I get that.
This was part of the James hoard.
Yeah, as you kind of start working on way up that. kind of holding them up. They glimmer as they do. Are you just setting them around your cart, or are you putting them on the ground? What's the idea here?
I was setting them on the cart, that way they'd light up the area around them.
Okay.
Maybe a little shadow illumination, but it's
Yeah.
still better than nothing overall for people who don't have dark vision.
This Rajan kind of goes around about every 5 feet or so around the wagon and kind of finds these little like almost lantern slots that he kind of puts the thing in. It seems to kind of almost cause the light to glimmer a little bit more, giving you about 30 feet around the wagon to let you see. Um, yeah. Bartimaeus, are you doing anything else with the symbols carved on the wall, or are you leaving at that as you watch Rujan kind of start lighting up the wagon?
Uh, I don't have an inclination to fuck with it further. Because I imagine that there's an alarm system rigged up to it, most likely.
Potentially, who knows?
You know what? I'll do some detect magic.
Okay. There
No
is
reason not to.
no magic on the wall, but there is magic almost all around you.
For it is the Underdark.
For it is the Underdark. But you do not sense any spells or specific schools, just universal magical aura just kind of surrounding you.
Now, quick question. When you say there's no magic, do you mean like it's a fucking void of magic, or just like nothing special is going on?
No, I mean, like, other than the dense mana that's normally in the Underdark that you're
Oh,
dealing with, you don't sense any, like, specific casters around you that are giving off a unique signature.
I mean, I'm not like the sigil. Like,
Oh,
you said it has no magic. Is that like specifically it has no magic, or is it just
oh,
not?
no, it's just not
No.
giving off a magical aura.
No.
It is not a
Phew!
Void,
Dodged the bullet. It's been eating magic and is about to blow up on us. Great job.
right?
You gotta ask these kinds of questions when you're a mage.
Yeah, no, I get you. I assume you're kind of getting back on the wagon, or is there anything else you'd like to do, Bartimaeus, with the
I'll jot down some notes as they might be helpful for like deciphering this script in the future.
Okay.
But otherwise, I don't think I particularly want to.
Just for my own notes, do you write down any of the symbols, or are you just making a note of them?
I definitely don't want to copy it in a contiguous format
Okay.
because I very much understand like the wouldn't say the science behind symbolism, but you know the
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't directly copy something you barely understand.
yes.
Yeah. As you start kind of like taking a notebook out and start kind of filling into it, um, just keep a note that you have that item. All right.
Age of deep speech translations.
Never said
No,
never.
it's sure as shit's not that.
But yeah, as you kind of take like a rough understanding of it, writing down the symbols kind of set separately for what you've been able to kind of decipher and what you know. Um, as you kind of pull it through that, heading back over towards the wagon. Yeah. As you guys continue on, heading down the pathway, you do hear the occasional sounds of laughter kind of eerily throughout the very darkened tunnel that as about an hour passes seems to start to slowly roughen the walls, become less smooth and painted more kind of truly just as if someone had mined through it and torn at the ground itself raw, pulling away. Um, the road becomes a little more bumpy and less smooth as little potholes here and there kind of pop up from what looks to be clear signs of battle that have happened. The pillars begin to kind of like show definitely views of wear and tear as you get further in. But as you do, you begin to kind of hear the occasional laughter, kind of seemingly just coming from all around you, almost as if it was coming from the other sides of the tunnels themselves, the walls in the tunnels. Always seemingly near, but never close enough to see or find as you look around.
That's creepy as fuck.
And no
Uh,
giant pinging in 100 feet.
Correct.
and it doesn't look like there's anywhere that we're losing the huge stone look, so I should probably be a bit more on the lookout for traps.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you'd like to give me a search check for traps, go ahead.
I will, but first I'm going to give a use magic device to boost myself up a little bit further.
Ooh. What is that, like an artificer ability?
That's a wand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really don't want to fail this.
Hell yeah. Okay. 25.
That's good. That passes the need because I just need to hit a 20 for using a wand. As I will now be able to roll a search check with a plus 20 in addition to my normal plus 6.
Jesus.
36.
Okay.
I'm not missing traps, damn it. That is how we die horribly.
Well, good news. There are no traps in front of you, Rujan, as you kind of start looking at the niches in the stone, the shadows here and there. Bad news, as you look back behind you, there is a clear broken thread that your wagon passed over at some point, and you're not sure what it was.
Shit.
Yeah, what it was, too.
Uh, can I maybe use a disable device to try and figure it out?
If you want to head over and, like, take a look at it, yeah. I will
I
say,
certainly will.
the closer you get, the more intense the laughter from the random children seemingly kind of gets, and it is a mixable female and male.
Nope. The moment it starts increasing in volume, I'm back on the cart and I'm gonna look at Bartimaeus and go, so we may have tripped a trap before I checked.
I love the image. Rashawn jumps off real quick after sensing a trap, just kind of putting their hand up, an almost unspoken thing to Bartimaeus, gives a nod, just kind of keeping their eyes peeled. 2 seconds later, as this creepy laughter gets louder, you just see it almost like white scaled at this point, like I just saw a ghost, kind of looking Rajan walk back up, kind of take a seat, knees shaking and all that.
I've decided I have fucked up.
Yeah.
So, we can try to deal with it, but there is laughter the closer I get to the string that we tripped.
I just kind of like give kind of like a mullet or like mullet over and then shrug and say, most likely it's simply something to do with alarm. More than likely they're going to want to, well, I don't know about confront, but they're going to want to deal with us in a more direct format.
Bartimaeus, there are now 3 giants pinging about 100 feet north of you.
Yes, see? So that way.
There's now 3 giants pinging about 100 feet south of you as well.
Also 3 that way.
About 7 now suddenly appear about 100 feet to the east, and about 10 to the west suddenly, though the stone walls are between you, theoretically. As you start to
Yeah,
kind
they're
of
coming.
look around, it goes 10,
Mm.
20, the numbers start to increase until around what you sense is almost 500 individuals are moving towards you, all with the giant.
As Rujan pulls out the wand of chain lightning.
Bartimaeus, good.
I'm waiting just for Bartimaeus' orders now.
Yeah. Bartimaeus, so what's the plan? As you see, Rujan, like the moment in fury as the tank breaks down, fire kind of exploding from the engine, just looks at you, ready, mounted on a machine gun.
So there's 100 coming in?
From all 500 coming from almost all around you.
Oh, Jesus.
And they're not going slow.
Got it. Does it go back the way we came to bottleneck them?
Yes, they are seemingly coming from behind you where you came from. And from what you were able to tell was only, for the most part, other than a few very narrow, and I'm talking like just wide enough for a dwarf to squeeze by sideways, down the like small veins here and there was no other tunnels big enough to take anything other than maybe a dwarf down them.
Oh, right. They can just fucking tunnel. How fast are these guys?
Well, they just covered 60 feet in about 6 seconds.
I see. Hmm. I guess black light on us.
Okay. The entire cave begins to glow white as you look at Rujan and see that they are splattered in something.
God damn it.
You're welcome.
What am I splattered in?
As you look down, suddenly you see a glimmering, and it's a weird, strange liquid. You're not sure what it is, Rujan, but it is covering your eyes. As you kind of rub at it, your face, covering your mouth, your nose, your ears, your chest down. Your arms are kind of slightly like leaking it. As you look over at Bartimaeus, it's just as bad.
You have a little bit of something on you. Is this grease?
This is like a joke or like an actual, because
No,
blacklight is
this
darkness.
is serious, like as far as
Oh,
it
okay.
goes. But I do like I was just using the spell for to explain it. Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
I thought I'd glow like one of those lizards under a black light.
Right. I will say, yeah, no, to you, Bartimaeus, and to your allies, they do seem to kind of like look over for a moment and see the glimmering of this strange material kind of on both of you. It only seems to be, this ability only seems to be affecting you, Garg, and Rujan. Otherwise, it seems you're in complete darkness.
Fucking fairy fire.
Nope.
Ish.
Kind of, yes, ish is a good way. As you look about, either of you can give me either a knowledge nature or a knowledge arcana.
I guess I'll go with knowledge arcana. It's my better of the. It's the only one of the two I have.
Yes, make Bartimaeus roll knowledge nature for me. 26, Jesus. Knowledge arcana?
Sorry, I thought you were saying we both could.
Yeah, you can. No, that's fine. I was just
Okay.
giving him crap, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not fucking wasting my time. I've got a 6
I mean,
to it, but
I have a
you know.
-1 to any other knowledge check,
That's
so
fair. That's fair.
Well, you fucking beat me though.
There you go. That's what we like to see. Yeah. So
artificer doing artificer things.
as you watch, or as you look around, Rujan, you have fallen under a spell. It's the effect, it seems. One of the ingredients seems to have been some sort of liquid that, as you look up at the ceiling, you realize has been dripping on you since the seemingly wire was tripped earlier. As you look about, you're not sure what the material is, but you kind of wiping some up on your finger and kind of tasting it, you immediately recognize the flavor as a bat guano component. That as you kind of spit down on it, makes you realize you're under some sort of illusionary effect. Your mind is being affected.
Alright, Bartimaeus, this is going to hurt, but I'm going to make it hurt as little as possible as I aim the wand of light at him.
Oh no. Uh huh.
Uh,
Are you
this is a touch attack,
okay?
because I know hitting someone breaks illusions normally, so.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the weakest attack I have.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Since this is based off intelligence, I do that plus that. Okay. Does 16 hit your touch AC, Bartimaeus?
Yep.
Great. You only take the one time I roll max damage on a d6, you take 6 damage.
Is this lethal or non-lethal?
This is just magical force, so
Okay, so it is
Can't make
lethal.
it unable. Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
So yeah,
But
Bartimaeus, as you
I know
suddenly
he should be strong enough to take the hit.
as you see Rujan just aim basically a gat at your face, and then immediately unloads as you get smacked in the face with a magical force, kind of feeling your head fly back suddenly as if someone just punched you in the forehead. You find yourself kind of somewhat looking at stars as you look over at them. You still sense almost 500 giants seemingly closing all around you.
Did that work?
Why did you just hit me?
Oh, we're under an illusion spell. I thought that might break you out of it at least.
interacting with it, or the person casting the illusion harming you. Not some random fuck ass.
Bartimaeus says that the light spell on Rujan's wand kind of glimmers for a second, and suddenly the faces of two figures standing in front of you appear as you both like slightly turn over and look in the pitch darkness. These white giant faces that one head is as big as almost Bartimaeus' chest as it looks at you eerily, its breath smelling of heavy carrion.
Hmm.
So they see us through the black light.
They seem to be they seem to be staring at you through as Rujan's light spell on the wand kind of glimmers.
Oh, the light spell can't go off in black light
Oh.
because it's the full darkness.
Yeah,
spell.
and what I used was Cull Magic Essence, so the wand didn't use a spell; it just lost a slot.
You gotta
lost the
make
charge
that
for me to-
clear. Cool. Then that makes this easier because that means I get a surprise round next time we come back to session. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and I will be swinging at Bartimaeus' head on the next session we join in. We will see you all there unless Garg is suddenly available and is done fixing a fridge. I doubt it though. Going once, twice.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say no. We thank you all, and we will see you then.